And what is up? That's a little bit of a taste of the Unforgiven. They are backstage at this moment. Hopefully, it pleasured your ear holes just a little bit, made them ear holes moist. I almost broke out the air guitar. Love the band, love the guys. And without further ado, let's bring the Unforgiven in.
What up? Oh,
There we go. He's back. All right. So, what's up, folks? We are streaming live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to throw them in the chat. And we are going to get to know the band, The Unforgiven, the killer music. If you like rock, you like hip hop, this is the band for you. So, the first song that comes to my mind is it's an old school song, rocker, hip hopper. Was that Limp Bizkit? I don't know who it was, but anyway, you guys collide the best of both worlds with the hip hop and the rock. So tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, how the band got started.
So I'm Nevik, and
I'm Random 45.
We are the Unforgiven. We're from the Auburn, Tacoma, Seattle area out here in Washington State. See here, we've been together about 2 years, almost coming up on the 30th. Actually, we'll be hitting our 2-year mark. So how this group originated was in 2019. I went to do a solo show, and Random came with me, and I was going to share my set with him. And basically, he was doing my hype words. I was doing his hype words on his part of the set. And people kept coming up to us. They're like, "Are you guys a group? Are you guys a group?" We're like, "Nah, unfortunately not a group. We're just doing stuff solo." And so about a couple months later, Random's like, "Hey, man, we should start a group." I was like, I don't know. It was, "What up, Cody?" It was, I was hesitant of starting stuff because I just came from an old group, and he was asking and asking. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's try something. And we came out with a song called Vexation, and it meshed so well together. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah, and the mashups or the moshups have been, years ago. I remember, they used to call it hick hop. Colt Ford and Big Smo and people like that, where they, rap and country, and everyone was like, "Oh, this isn't going to work. This is, whatever." And you guys went metal and hip hop, metal rap. So definitely a very unique concept. Music is great. Your newest single is Betty White, which came out here recently. And The Locust is still going to be my favorite song. I love that one because that one's a little bit more metal, with the hip hop vibes. So tell us a little bit about your musical influence. What kind of drew you into the music scene or the music industry, and random,
All right, so I've been rapping and writing since I was in the 4th grade, and all through elementary school, all the way through middle school and high school, I was in circles of other people that were interested in music just like I was, but typically in like metal and hip hop genre. We weren't like doing anything for band or anything like that. We kind of just got together and we listened to old school beats and stuff. So, but it kept going on into adulthood, and at some point I was like, man, is this what I'm really supposed to do? Am I supposed to be this crazy rapper, And I found out of high school when I was 18, man, that, I should probably stick with this. So, but my major influences are like I was listening to Korn, I was listening to Godsmack, Slipknot, I was listening to I was always like into Dre and everything like that. I was into Twisted. Like Most Tasteless changed me, man. Like, that different type of style kind of like threw me into the wicked shit almost. So I kind of stayed in that lane, but here I am. I'm almost 35 and I've still been doing it since high school, man. I took a girl to prom when I was in 9th grade and she was a senior because I wrote a verse on a piece of paper in a love note and rapped it in front of everybody. And she said yes, and I got into prom.
Nice. And that's what
So
we did back then. We're all about the same age. So, we come from the era where,
yeah,
check yes or no. Do you love me? Like, you want to go to prom with me?
yeah,
Passing the
but
paper
it's
around the
soon after that
classroom.
it didn't last. That shit didn't last long, bro. We were broke up right when we walked in the doors. She was already with somebody else. I was like, yeah, I'm in here though. I don't care.
But
Right.
no,
See, I'm here.
for me, I'm very, very metal influenced. Um, all because of my dad, rest in peace. Um, so I'm into the new metal stuff like Korn, Limp Bizkit, bands like that. Just got into this band called Chaosium recently, like probably like the beginning of this year. But I'm very old school 80s thrash metal, like Exodus, Testament, Creator, Destruction, Slayer, bands like that, So like those are my roots that I started off in high school when I was 16, back and forth in bands and stuff, like your normal typical high school days, trying to do something. Um, then after high school, I moved out where I am now, and my little brother wanted to form this group. I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And so I started doing stuff, and then just progressively just started doing the hip hop stuff and doing the hip hop stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I wonder if I can take things a step further and collide my screams with what I did back in high school days and converge it into doing what I do now. And so I gave that a try, and people started liking it. And yeah, it's about a brand new sound. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 33, getting ready to be 34. So, like you said, we're all in the same age bracket and everything.
It's crazy, bro. A year already went past. Hella fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Every year goes faster, so hold on to your seats. But yeah, and kind of like you, Nivik, I grew up with some heavy metal influence. Back Megadeth, Pantera.
Yeah.
All the.
I'm actually gonna go see that Death Angel Exodus Testament show that's coming through.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. As Random said, you kind of had your little circles in school, and I was more of like the rocker kind of emo pop punk, and the weirdo kids that they would say. I had the Jinkos, I had the weird clothes, and
don't get me wrong, I was.
It was trip pants for me.
I was wearing trips and Jinkos, man, all through high school. Like I would come showing up to school like designed with my own clothes, like with clothespins all in them. Teachers looking at me crazy. Like when if they were letting us do Halloween shit, like Halloween week, I'd paint my face up all crazy. Not like a clown or anything, but do something. I don't know. I was that guy that kind of was a weirdo in high school, and they were like, "Well, he's always been dope, but he's a weirdo."
Yeah, I was more of the he's funny, but he's an asshole kind of kid. So everyone hated me because I was just a smart ass through the whole thing. But yeah, I've always stuck with my roots, as far as genres of music. I mean, I'm very diverse with music itself. I've listened to everything except classical. Have never been able to really get into classical, but who's to say when I'm 45, I won't get into it. But for the time being, it's great to see bands such as yourself, the Unforgiven, O Dreamer, Renaissance Manson, and I know you guys are all in same area, so I think it'd be phenomenal just to see the three of you, because you all have different aspects or different variations of how you do your music. So I think that'd be a killer lineup, and just to see the three of you. The three bands in one spot. Every band is different. So
what's cool about us is we're not only dipping our hands into the hip hop field of stuff, but we're also dipping our hands into the metal side of stuff. So we're able to do shows in both genres, which our last show was actually just at a rock show. So
yep, yeah, that was O Dreamer and Unforgiven too. Like that was something you could have, you could have caught that,
Yeah, that would have been badass. So, you guys are kind of breaking barriers per se. Kind of mashing up the rock with the hip hop, and I mean, hell, the screams. I mean, you got it. So, definitely love it. And so, tell us where the name the Unforgiven comes from.
So, basically what we wanted to do is we wanted a name that can relate with somebody, people. So basically anything that a person does that's unforgivable, we we use that to our advantage, and that's the type of stuff we write about. Like our song Falsifier, I don't know if you had a chance to check that out or not, but we don't like liars. And that song right there, like basically explains, how we don't like liars. Basically, we want to show you whatever's unforgivable out there. We're going to basically let you know within our music, but at the same time, we want you to express like that rage and that anger, that frustration, that hate and stuff. We want you to be able to express it and take it out within our music while listening to it. But yeah, so
Our music saves lives, to be honest.
yeah, man. So
Honestly, and I mean, I would agree. There's music has gotten me through the toughest times in life, and if I didn't have music, I probably wouldn't be here. In
yeah,
all honesty. So I think music saves the soul. Music saves who we are, and allows us to express who we are in the way we want to. So it's definitely
yeah,
cool to see how it has come about, growing up and then now. And I got Wings of the Locust kind of on standby. So I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit
that's fine.
because this is my favorite jam.
Me too.
So dauntless and molding the oddity that we believe that you deserve that suffering. And here we go, the roughity. Unforgiven, it's 33. I don't know what it is. The wings of the locust replay our sin. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, man, that's my favorite track too.
Yeah, that's like by far everybody's favorite stuff. I mean, we're trying our hardest to get something that matches like that, but we're like taking things in different directions. So giving you a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So
And you guys make it mash so well together as far as
yeah,
the hip hop and the rock and the scream and the
we actually have a song that we're working on right now called "Sifting Embers," and it's gonna take a whole 360 direction from what people are used to us doing. So we're actually gonna be slowing it down just a little bit. But we have a lot of shit that's more along like Wings of the Locust, Falsifier, Hollow God, shit like that coming too. So
yeah,
Yeah, there's a
it's
lot
nice
of
to see you
different.
guys. It's nice to see you guys do what you want to do.
yeah,
As far as music wise, like you're not tied down by a record label. You're not tied down by anything. You guys, if you want to make it, you make it. So
now
so
see,
let's talk about. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the thing. Like you were talking about with O'Dreamer in that interview, how he was talking about starting a label, but then again, if we join a label, what can a label do for us that we're not already doing? I mean,
Come
yeah,
on.
give us some money, and stuff, but at the same time, like
son.
we're basically already doing half the shit that a label.
Right.
Yeah, but they put us on SoundScan. They'll put us on SoundScan. They'll put us on Billboard.
Right.
I mean, that's what happens. You get put on in Sony, and you get put on Billboard charts. You get to chart, and you get real fans, dude. You get real money. You get,
we got
that's what a
fans.
label will do. Well, I mean, we have real fans. I'm saying more real fans just like our own. Like people that will be like, holy shit, man, the Unforgiven is speaking to me. And, the way that would, how it would grab people, it would grab them by the masses, bro.
right.
Like it wouldn't just be, it would grab 20,000 people at once. You know what I mean? And they would all be just like our fans now.
And then, but you also have the cons of, hey, a lot of record labels are like, oh no, you're not going to play that. And what the hell is this? Oh,
What was that?
I had a FaceTime call coming in on the computer. That's the first time that's ever happened. But all right. So yeah, the record labels can do a ton, but at the same time, they also, kind of control, what you can and cannot do per se, unless you get a super cool record label. So
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that falls into our lap, bud.
that time comes when it comes.
Right. Just keep rocking out,
But
doing what
yeah.
you're doing, and then when the time is right, it will happen. So tell us about the upcoming tour. I know you got some local shows. You guys are doing a little bit of a tour.
So our next show is actually on the 10th and the 13th, both, next week. And one's with Light, Big Hoodoo, Scum, and Benny Buttons and DJ Clay. That's on the 10th. And then we have another one on the 13th with Twisted Insane. Oh Dreamer is going to be actually on that one with us. But the tour is actually next month in June. It's going to be a 10-day stretch. It's called Into the Hellfire Tour. We got Ill Tricks, Same Alumni, Itsu, O Dreamer. We got us. So it's gonna be dope.
That's pretty
That's
sick
about
lineup
to
for
be an
sure.
adventure. That's
Yeah.
gonna be one big
This
adventure.
is our first tour, and we're excited. It's all independently booked by everybody that's in the tour. Everybody's doing it by themselves. There's no third party promotions, no booking agents, just a bunch of artists doing it on their own, man. So
Yeah, and I mean that's the cool part about it is when you're doing your own thing, you make your own tour, and yeah, it's financially tough. I mean, it's tough all the way around as a independent artist, but it just gives you so much freedom. And I dig your music enough that if I were on the West Coast, I would go see it, but I'm all the way on the East Coast, so sucks for
we've
me.
actually,
But
well, I mean,
maybe one day you'll get over here.
well, we've actually had a bunch of people ask us on the East Coast if we're ever going to come that way. So you never know, within time, we should be over that way. It's just a matter of all
Absolutely.
planning and everything. So
It's the only
And
place I've never been, man, is New York, Philly, Maine, all those areas up there. Rhode Island, I haven't been there. None of those states.
yeah, and with time it will come. I mean, I love the music enough to, fully say that you guys are going to branch out and kind of blow up.
yeah,
So what I would like to see you guys do is actually submit. You may have already submitted to the Space Zebra show, um, but
it's
I think
been talked about. I just don't have any information fully about it. So like, I
I'll
would
give
just
you
need.
some after the show.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that'd definitely be cool just to see, it's all fan based, with Bobby Zabinski, the Danny Wimmer Presents, and the Space Zebra Show,
Yeah.
unsigned charts, and different things like that. I would love to see what the reaction, what the fans would think, if your song was played. It's all fan based voting, so it's not like one person says yes, one, it's not like the
Yeah.
American Idol where or The Voice where you get to turn a chair, but it's all about the people like. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I'll send you some of that information after the stream,
Okay.
but I'd definitely like to see some of it on there, and just to see where it could go, because you guys, I mean, it's rocking, it's banging for sure.
Thank
But
you.
obviously as an independent artist, it's much easier these days, with the internet,
Yeah.
to kind of get your stuff out there. But at the same time, it's still pretty hard to stand out, per se. So
Well, see, we also, I mean, social media, it only goes so far, just kind of like you just said. But when we do certain things, we have our street team. Shout out to those guys. I know they're all kind of watching
Yeah.
through your YouTube right now. But
Shout out to the street team.
we actually do the old school way, and we actually go do the footwork. Most people don't go and do that footwork, man. So
right, yeah, everything is just digital era now, so it's
yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of bands actually do any footwork anymore. So, I mean, that's something you guys can be proud of and hang your hat on and be like, hey, we're out there grinding, we're out there doing it. So,
Yeah, that's one thing that I tried to do these last 2 weeks. I know that we've got our shows and stuff like that, but there's also been some other shows that I made appearance. I showed face to give those artists love to make sure that they know that that we still care about them, man.
Yeah.
Like we're just grinding so much, and but there's a lot of good artists still like in our area. So I'm always trying to make sure that they got love from us, you know.
Absolutely. And, some of what I hate the most, and yeah, hate is a strong word, but I hate when bands compete against each other.
I
It
was
doesn't have to
just
be a it doesn't have to be a competition.
thank you.
And what I love about you guys, Oh Dreamer, Renaissance Manson, you guys embrace each other and you guys work together and promote each other and build everybody up at the same time. So it's not like, oh, screw that band. I'm gonna, I want to do my own thing. So you
It's
guys, everyone, there's a place for everybody. If we can all just get along, embrace it, and build
it's
together, it's much better than fighting against each other.
it's funny that you say that because I literally just made a post about that today.
Yeah,
I
I've
was
seen
like,
that.
there's no why why look at music as a competition? We're all trying to do the same thing. We're all eating at the same table. Why not help each other? Bring somebody up, inspire that next artist. If you're a little bit up further up on the totem pole, help bring that person on the lower part. Help them bring up. Give them
Right.
a couple ideas of what to do. And that with me, like I don't mind helping other people.
Right. And
Back in the
I think that's kind of a generation gap, back, and when we were growing up, like if your neighbor needed a loaf of bread, you gave your neighbor a loaf of bread. Now
yeah,
it's instant glorification now. So,
yeah,
definitely a different world than it was back then. So I think that, has kind of contributed to wanting to be the best. Everyone gets a participation trophy. So let me get the highest participation trophy I can. But, yeah, that's just my take on it.
yeah. No,
Hey
for
man,
sure.
let me ask you a question, brother. It's an honor to be on here with you, but I was going to ask you about what makes you like Wings of the Locust the most.
It's it just mashes so well, and you have your screaming parts, you have your rap parts, and like I said, I'm musically diverse. I grew up Two Live Crew, the old school rap, and the lyrics will speak to you. So not only do the lyrics speak to you in relevant terms, uh, you get the hip hop vibe or the hip hop beats. You also get, the heavy metal beats or the heavy metal vibes from it. So it just mashes so well together. Um, and I've always been a huge fan of, the mashups. We had a show, I don't know if it's still around or not. It used to be called, what the hell was the name of it? Scratch and Sniff on the local radio station back in the day. I don't know if it's even around anymore, but they would take hip hop songs or hip hop beats and they would mash it up with rock songs. So I've always been a huge fan of, the mashups, and you guys are just taking it, even further. And, you have, you know, Nivek has, his screaming parts. He does what he does well. And then random, you have your parts where you do, well. And it just like, it intertwines so well that it just, I don't know, that's my favorite song just because you have a variety of everything in that song.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I just love the way too that it is, man. Like as soon as it comes on, I'm like, ooh, this is it's like the song on the album that you're just like up. You just play it one more time, and then you go to the next one.
Right. I mean, I played that song probably 25 times, since,
Wow.
I kind of, discovered you. I didn't know, and you guys can testify to this. I didn't know who you guys were at all.
Right.
And, thanks to O Dreamer for kind of introducing us to each other. And I was like,
yeah.
damn, this is some good shit here. So, um,
Thank you.
it's
Yeah, we
crazy to
appreciate it.
see, especially in a digital era where everything is at your fingertips. There are so many bands out there, or so many artists that you would never know of, and it takes like, one, oh, Dreamer, hey, check this band out. And you're like,
Yeah,
damn, this is really good. So, it's almost like musical networking. So folks, if you have a band you like, tell your friend, because I would have never found, the Unforgiven. I would have never found Renaissance Manson.
yeah,
There's so many bands out there that I would have never come across, especially, East Coast, West Coast. Um, so share the music. Music is life. Music is love. And we all, if we didn't have music, who the hell knows where we would be,
yeah,
honestly. So, you know, I'm musically like influenced through and through. That's my life. So
Heck yeah, man. Same here, man. I don't know what I would do without music, man. You know that it's an outlet. You know.
I'd probably be in a padded room, like beating my head on it.
For sure. But yeah, man. So like another fun fact, man. You know, like during pandemic, that's basically when we formed, and we just grinded and grinded and grinded through that whole entire time in the beginning of the pandemic. And our first show, which was crazy, was out in Portland, Oregon. And the way they had it set up is they had this beer garden style thing set up outside the venue. The speakers were faced outside, and then you've seen this big window, and the performers were inside this window. So it's like you were watching people inside like a human zoo, basically.
Yeah.
Just it's like
I'll
you got a
never
window
ever forget
dividing.
it.
So
So
never
let me
forget.
ask you guys as artists, and kind of forming during the pandemic. Um, do you think without the pandemic would you have formed, or with the pandemic it kind of gave you that outlet to stay sane?
We've been homies for about 9 years, so we've been doing music side by side. Like he, not only did he have his last group that he was doing, but he also formed a huge team of other artists, and we were constantly seen together. We were doing shows together. If one person wasn't on a show with the other person, then on the side there would be another show where those two were together. So there was constant, it was constant connection between us all. So,
but to answer the question though, we probably would have started something, but it probably would have been later down the road. But
Okay.
the pandemic, kind of like no shows at the time and everything coming to a halt, it kind of pushed us to do something, and we had a lot of time to figure out direction of where
Right.
we wanted to go. We figured out how we were going to do this and how we were going to do that, and just basically we decided, you know what, who cares about anybody else telling us what to do? We're going to do the things how we want to do it, and then boom, look what we're doing. So
Right. It gave you that creative outlet,
yeah,
during the pandemic
Yep.
to
it,
actually.
it we basically took that pandemic and we used it to our full advantage, from
yeah,
doing music videos, photo shoots, everything. Our photos and our videos are done by our good friend King Zab, and all the beats that are from like Wings of the Locust, Falsifier, stuff like that is made by Maisie666, both from a group called Scythe Gang 666. Shout out to them. We actually picked up a new producer as well that we're working with. He goes by Bankard Beats. That's our track, What They Won't
what
Say.
they won't say.
Yeah, so that's made by Bankard Beats. This new one that we're getting ready to drop is made by him as well. We got so much stuff we're working on, and we got also
Our album
at the
it's coming, but it's not gonna be for a little while out. But
yeah.
we do got a
So
lot of new stuff in
this
the works.
this new album that we're doing, it's not going to be a typical album. Like, it'll be on streaming services, obviously, for sale and everything, but there will not be any physical copies.
Yep,
It's
don't
going to
say
be
it too much though.
Right.
kind of. I'm not an exact.
You're almost there. Don't tell 'em.
Don't
Damn
cross the line.
It's gonna
Or-
be an album. It's gonna be an album that.
But
God
just
damn it!
watch for
Don't
it.
say it. Just don't say it, because it's
Just
coming.
watch for it.
Look, I'll just put it this way: there's no way in the world that you won't be able to see it. You
Yeah.
understand?
There you
There we
go.
go.
Keyword.
There we
See
go.
it. Okay. There we
So,
go.
but besides that, we're not going to release the album name. We're not releasing anything. Nothing.
Nothing till it's time. Absolutely. So
let's just say the way that we're doing this, there's not a whole lot of it being done and produced out there. Only select few people have done it, and that's like talking about like bigger name artists and everything that at least that I know of. So
So would
Yeah.
you guys consider yourself like an underground? Because I know in the West Coast, underground's a big thing. Would you consider yourself up and coming, or would you consider yourself a underground, kind of band that's already established?
In a sense,
You know,
both.
both. We're still getting out there. Like I said, we have June next month. We have our first tour, so we're kind of now expanding outside of
We're,
our state. But we've
there's
already
definitely
done.
way, way, way a lot of room to grow. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we
There's
have.
Okay.
We so our album 33, that was just the beginning. We're only getting started. So everything that's coming is going to be a lot harder, a lot more in your face, more aggressive.
like there's
So
levels to it, and it's that first level, we're jumping 5 levels after that first 33 album. Like this next shit is gonna, like Betty White, for instance, that type of, like, it's hip hop, but we're still gonna be focusing on metal and hip hop.
yeah,
But the thing is that me and
it's
him
like a meta.
naturally, you know, we're
It's like a
naturally
meta.
this type of artist, So it's
Right.
like,
It's basically like with what we're doing, the new approach. It's like a metamorphosis, man. Like we're shaping into something different and it's something
the
more.
wings of the locust, and the locust is shedding its skin, and it's about to join up with the
Blow
pack.
up. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's going to form into something even better. So, and I don't mean any disrespect by this comment, but with the music that you guys have out now, I almost get a Tom McDonald / a little bit of ICP in it. Um, so do you have you heard of Tom McDonald for one?
yeah.
And do you have any influences as a child? I listened to ICP. I grew up on Fago. I grew up in Michigan, so
Yeah.
we were all about ICP.
So I'm going to be honest with you right now. In this sense, in this time too, also, it's really it's an easy thing to stay connected to the family, because I guarantee you that everybody can agree with me on this. It's not what it used to be. So, but us as these artists, we're kind of paving a new way of all types of wicked shit, whether it's metal, whether, because I understand I may get that type of vibe, that ICP type vibe, but you can't change my voice, man. I sound like that naturally. So
Right, and it wasn't in a negative
no.
way.
But
It was more of like
no disrespect, I'm not taking
right.
it as that or anything. But yeah, I never really listened to Tom McDonald that much, but I
Neither
was
do
more,
us.
but I definitely have been to shows. I've been to ICP shows. I've been to Twisted shows. I've seen Tech 9 80 times. So it's like,
Wait, you said 80 times?
I've seen Tech 9 since I was 18 years old. And I went to each show. He'd come like 3 or 4 times a year. I was at every single one.
Yeah, and so Tom McDonald, he kind of blew up on TikTok, and he's with the country guy. I mean, they did like a duo together, Upchurch. So it's very political based. It's very like opinionated. It's very like So I don't really bring it up because there's two things I don't talk about: politics and religion, because we all have our own views on it. So, and that's the worst way. I mean, that's the easiest way to hate each other is politics and religion. So, but some of the lyrics I hear in the band, I get some Tom McDonald vibes, because you're speaking the truth, essentially. So,
So what would you say on the
I
religion
mean, we'd
aspect?
rather. What up, Dreamer? We'd rather lay some truth on you than talk about fucking money, bitches, hoes, cars, all that crap that's already been done. Why not
That's
take?
never been us, man.
Like I said, what we want to do is we want our listener to be captivated by what we're saying, something that you can relate to, instead of some bullshit mumble gumble garbage that you hear every single fucking day. We want to take that norm and turn it into something unique and different and make it our own. So
and I think that's the difference with when we were younger, the hip hop, the R&B, it was much more relative, I guess you could say. And now it's just like, oh, I got 20 bitches on my dick, blah, 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 So, definitely two different worlds from when I was a kid to the new age rap, I guess you could say. So,
yeah. Also, too, here's another fun fact. People don't, they're starting to realize it, but if you go and watch that Falsifier video, per se, that's my favorite song that we have. But if you watch that video, there's a bunch of subliminal things in that video. There's a bunch of people with masks on, but there's writing on the foreheads. And even like with the main guy that's in the video, he's got the word falsifier on his forehead, but on the mask, there's names for the word liar, but in a different way on each of the foreheads of the mask. And then basically like making it look like a snuff film, depending on what country you're on, depending on the severity of the lie, you can get snatched up, you can get tortured. The devil mask and everything, that's the demon of lies, Belial. So everything in that video is a subliminal that has to do with liars.
So, and we got that right here. I'm going to play a little bit of it. Oh, what happened to my, I messed up. There we go. Hang on. Let's try this again. The soundboard's not working like I want it to.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
damn
man, like,
StreamYard.
if you think about how like in your face that song is too, like it's
that's the funnest. That's one of the funniest songs to play on stage, man. It's so energetic and in your face.
It's like a punch in your face, man. Like that's all we can say about that one. It's like it's really like that's why it's the devil's in your face and all the guys are looking at you. And in the video, he's like, oh God, like looking up. Yeah. Love it.
All right, I think we are good. All right, let's see if I don't fuck it up again.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So this is Falsifier, your favorite song.
Yeah.
We'll take a few minutes, jam out, give you a little taste of the Unforgiven.
Where is the proof on the truth you speak? Fires blazing, fragile, naive, casting iron to the face. Mask oblique, sick inside, I'm trying to make you leave. Evidently, eventually, not a friend but a foe, nothing but an enemy. You should probably just go. I don't have any time to be censoring. Possibility if I can kill the thing. Hallucinations, educated, education, evaluation, motive, converted, inserted, embedded, credited, assassinated. Inversion of verses to be editing. Open course of a black hammering. Everything you ever said was a lie to me. The intended was a turn to bleed. Unforgiven, the status that is developing. What matters is answers that you're told to bring. Devil with the devil.
So that song actually too is where I brought the full potential of the screams on that. Like those screams that are on that track are a brand new scream that I recently started doing. So, there's this band called Zayo that actually influenced my screams, and my old style of how I screamed is more like the band Zayo or like Agony Scene, like those hardcore bands out there. Yeah. So
I'm waiting for the scream. I'm gonna jam it when it screams.
Oh no! If you
it's
go,
like
if you
it's
go
in the hook.
If you go back, if you go back to the hook, it's all the N words.
Yeah, it's like always pretending there is doubt in your lies.
Where is the proof on the truth you speak? Fires blazing, fragile, naive, casting iron to the face.
You gotta.
Mask oblique, sick inside, I'm trying to make you leave. Evidently, eventually, not a friend but a foe, nothing but an enemy. You should probably just go. I don't have any time to be censoring. Possibility if I can kill the thing. Hallucinations, educated, education, evaluation, motive, converted, inserted, embedded, credited, assassinated. Inversion of verses to be editing. Open course of a black hammering. Everything you ever said was a lie to me. The intended was a turn to bleed. Unforgiven, the status that is developing. What matters is answers that you're told to bring. Devil with the devil.
So it's coming.
That's just good
Oh,
shit. I
no.
love it.
I
So.
was gonna say it was just about to come, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So right here.
Right here, right here, right here. That right there.
I got it.
And on
right?
stage, bro, that shit blows the speakers out. Because it's
Oh, I
like,
can
always pretending. Like,
fucking bangers. So what's up, Nick? Thanks for joining us. He says hashtag UFSCB.
So
yeah,
Unforgiven.
giving click.
I don't know why the F's there, but
Yeah, he did it wrong. It's USCB.
Yeah, it's Unforgiven click shit, bitch. That's basically our motto that we
Everybody
say
tag in the chat right now. Unforgiven click shit, bitch. Do it correctly.
wait up, Nick. Come on, Nick. No, I'm just fucking with you, Nick. That's,
no,
God,
right.
Yeah,
no,
you had one job.
Hey, Donnie, you're right, bro. Get him, Donnie. Tell him.
You had one
yeah,
job.
for real, some good shit. Love the music. Keep doing what you're doing. And it's only uphill from here for sure. So we are about ready to wrap up for this episode of the Sloppy Syndicate. So last minute questions. So where do your names stem from?
I'll let Random go first.
So my name, I was the type of so when I straight out right out of high school and into like that scene where it was like college parties and everything like that, I was like 18, 19, 20 in around that area. I started going to like big parties where there was rap circles, and at first I was kind of like watching everybody, but a friend that I was with, they were freestyling in the circle. I just like one time out of nowhere started rapping randomly. And because they're like, holy shit, you never fucking freestyle with us. And then they're like, your name's Random now. So that kind of like stuck with me. I was Random from that day. So they named me that. And then, but it kind of like developed into like Random 45 was later, but I was Random Killer. That was my name, Random Killer, for a long time. And that was just that was
You're
it.
Killing them tracks, right?
Yeah, Random Killer, because my freestyle capabilities are crazy, also as my writing is. So, but that's how now Random 45. It is the gun. I'm a Random 45, but also at the same the Random 45 faces.
All right. And
So,
am I saying it? Is it Nivek or Nivik?
it's Nevik.
Nivik. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to butcher it. So
No. Okay, so if you can read that backwards, that's my actual name.
His name's Kevin.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
all
So
right.
basically, Nevik is my alter ego. It is the mirror image of myself. And
Okay.
basically, what I mean by that is every day, like when you see me out in real life, I'm a quiet person, and I'm basically to myself. I'm not really the talkative type. I am, but I'm not. And like when I become the mirror image of myself, that's all that sarcasm, all that just craziness that I keep built inside. It's that inner demon that I keep inside that I don't want to show nobody. So when that part of me comes out on stage, you get that aggressive approach from me.
Okay.
So basically, like, Batman and Robin, Two-Face, so
Yeah, Hooked on Phonics didn't work for me, so I wouldn't even have put that together. So
Read it up. Read it
but
up.
yeah, man, like, so basically, Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll type thing, that's basically what the Nevik and Kevin is, so you get two sides of me.
and for the fans listening on the podcast that are not live with us, where can we find the Unforgiven at?
You can find us on our Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/The Unforgiven Ones. And if you go there, you'll find our link tree. Our link tree will pop up. And you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, once again, Facebook, Apple Music. Our merch store is on there. We're on Amazon Music.
About to take a dab.
There's like,
yeah.
We're basically on all the streaming platforms. Instagram, like it says, going across at the bottom there, you can see the Instagram. So
Awesome. So any final departing words for the fans out there?
Phantom.
I love every single one of you motherfuckers out there, and you know it. And it's, you know, they know what it is already. Like all my close fam and all my close friends that are with me all the time, you know, they really are holding on pretty tight as far as like if we're going to shows and shit, they're definitely, you know, they're getting the first string, like first view, man. It's like first person to them in this music shit. Because we got the homie Terry, or Jesse, we call him Terry. He actually has been at the last 5 shows, and he's been like playing the music for us, and he's, you know, he reps like pretty hard for us, and you know, so but those type of fans are the ones that we hold close, man, because they make it, you know, more than what, you know, just this music thing to us, because when we have them to influence with it and they influence others and then we're saving lives, like that's what it's about. So
that's the true homies, ride or die.
So with me, my final words are, you know, you see us at a show, don't be afraid to come up, take a picture with us, you know, don't be afraid to come say what's up to us. You know, we're not gonna push you aside and be like, oh no, we don't want to talk to you. But you know, if you got a dream, go for that dream. Don't talk about it, just do it, you know. Think big, do big, you know.
Absolutely.
Just make your dreams become a reality.
Absolutely.
Inspire that next person. So other than that, thank you to everybody that has helped us be where we're at. Without the fans, we wouldn't be where we're at. We wouldn't be who we are. So, and we appreciate everybody, and shout out to the street team for helping us, you know, spread the word and everything. So
it's been a pleasure having you guys.
Everybody that's watching, put the 3 up like this. Everybody put it up. Put it to your face.
Nick failed, but Juggalo
just
sticks.
been marked.
There we go. Right. So it's been a pleasure having you on the show, folks. I hope we were able to pleasure your ear holes just a little bit. Hopefully we got them a little bit moist. But until the next time, remember, keep it sloppy, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Sloppy Syndicate.